Hello students, welcome to my channel Arun's Physics Portal. In this lecture, I will be talking about Gauss's theorem and its applications. This topic is meant for class 12 students of CBSE, ISC and different state boards. The topic covered here will also be found useful for different competitive exams like NEET and JEE Mains. The complete note of the topic is given here for your convenience. I hope you enjoy going through it. Now let us come to the topic. In the previous lecture, we have seen what is electric flux through a surface. Gauss's theorem relates the total electric flux through a closed surface placed in an electric field to the net charge enclosed by that closed surface. किसी इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड में एक क्लोज सरफेस रखा हुआ है, उसके अंदर कितना चार्ज है, नेट चार्ज enclosed within that surface, and what is the total electric flux that passes through the surface. इसमें वो संबंध बताता है. So we state the Gauss's theorem as follows. The total electric flux passing through a closed surface placed in an electric field is 1 by epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed by that closed surface, where epsilon naught is the permittivity of the free space. What is permittivity? ये हम पहले देख चुके हैं. That is, the total flux अगर phi है तो phi is the surface integral of E dot dA. Okay, ये electric field है. This is equal to 1 upon epsilon naught summation over Qi. So summation over Qi is Q, the total charge that is enclosed by that surface upon epsilon naught. So equation 1 से the following points follow. यदि surface के अंदर कोई charge नहीं है, if the closed surface does not enclose any charge, then total flux through it will be E dot dA, and this is Q by 0 epsilon naught. So because Q is 0, this is 0. तो यदि सरफेस के अंदर कोई चार्ज नहीं है तो उससे होकर गुजरने वाला फ्लक्स का मान 0 होगा. The second point is that the flux linked with the closed surface is independent of the shape and size as well as the position of the charge within the closed surface. सरफेस जो है क्लोज सरफेस हमारा, उसका शेप क्या है, साइज क्या है और उसके अंदर चार्ज कहाँ पर रखा हुआ है, इससे उस गुजरने वाले फ्लक्स का कोई संबंध नहीं है. So the total flux linked with that closed surface is independent of the shape and size of the closed surface and also free of the position of the charge within the closed surface. अब आइए हम देखते हैं applications of Gauss's theorem. फर्स्ट एप्लीकेशन देख रहे हैं, that is intensity of electric field at a point due to a uniformly charged spherical shell. shell मतलब समझते हैं, गोला है, spherical खोखला है, अंदर में खाली है, बाहर भी एयर है, अंदर भी एयर है. सो 3 केसेस में अराइज. एक हो सकता है कि वो जहाँ पॉइंट हम कंसिडर कर रहे हैं वो पॉइंट स्फेरिकल शेल के बाहर हो. दूसरा हो सकता है वो पॉइंट स्फेरिकल शेल के सरफेस पर हो. और तीसरा वो स्फेरिकल शेल के अंदर हो. So the first case is that when the point is situated outside the spherical shell. So consider कीजिए एक स्फेरिकल शेल है हमारा A. दिस इज द स्फेरिकल शेल. ठीक है, सेंटर उसका O है, इसका रेडियस R है और इस पर Q चार्ज यूनिफॉर्मली डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड है, पॉजिटिव चार्ज. P पॉइंट पर हमें इसका इंटेंसिटी निकालना है. वी ड्रॉ ए स्फेरिकल सरफेस of radius R, where R is the distance of the point P where the electric field intensity has to be calculated. So I draw a sphere with OH center. This surface is known as, this spherical surface that we draw is known as Gaussian surface. So this is an imaginary surface and not actually draw it. ठीक है? You simply imagine that we have a spherical surface passing through the point P and with a center at O. So since all the points on this Gaussian surface B are at equal distance r from the center O of the spherical shell, the magnitude of the electric intensity at every point of B is the same, although its direction is everywhere outward normal to the Gaussian surface. क्योंकि स्फेरिकल सरफेस जो हमने खींचा है गॉसियन सरफेस वो स्फेरिकल है, उसका सेंटर ओ पॉइंट पर है, इसलिए every point of the surface B is at equal distance from the center O. So therefore, the electric intensity or electric field at every point of the Gaussian surface will be the same in magnitude, but their direction will be different. The total surface area of the Gaussian surface is 4 pi r square. ठीक है? And let the magnitude of the intensity at any point of the surface is E. Then what the Gaussian theorem states, E dot dA का integral over the surface is equal to E dA integral over the entire surface, and this is Q upon epsilon naught. I write here E dot dA is E dA because the electric field is normal to the surface, and for a small area we treat the surface as vector whose direction is outward normal. So the angle between E and dA is 0, so cos theta is cos 0, and that is equal to 1. Okay, so E is a constant, so integral of dA over the surface is Q upon epsilon naught. I take E outside the sign of integral because E is a constant in magnitude. So now put the value of integral of dA. The entire surface area of the Gaussian surface is 4 pi r square. Okay, so E into 4 pi r square is Q upon epsilon naught. So E equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into Q upon r square. Okay, but equation 2 gives the intensity at a point situated at a distance r from the point charge Q. Thus, so far as the point lies outside the spherical shell, the sphere behaves as if its entire charge were concentrated at its center. हम देख रहे हैं कि spherical shell है and charge always resides on the outer surface. ठीक है, तो चार्ज से दूरी तो पॉइंट पी की स्मॉल आर नहीं है, वो तो सेंटर से दूरी है. तो हम क्या देख रहे हैं, ये दिखा रहा है कि इंटेंसिटी एट द पॉइंट इज inversely proportional to 1 upon r square. That means where r is the distance of the point P from the center of the sphere. तो हम ये मान सकते हैं कि so far as the point lies outside the spherical surface, the sphere behaves as if the entire charge were concentrated at its center. तो हम क्या देख सकते हैं, जिसको मान सकते हैं ऐसे कि देखिए ये हमारा सेंटर है O और यहीं पर चार्ज हमारा रखा हुआ है U. ठीक है, देखिए ये पॉइंट P हमारा यहाँ पर है. ठीक है, तो चार्ज सरफेस पर नहीं है बल्कि चार्ज के सेंटर पर ही है, ऐसा हम मान सकते हैं इफ द पॉइंट लाइज आउटसाइड द स्फेरिकल सरफेस. ओके, so vectorially equation 2 can be written as vector E is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon r square unit vector r along the direction of r. Second case is when the point is situated at the surface of the spherical shell. फिगर 1 में देखिए यदि पॉइंट P सरफेस पर ही रहो so that OP is equal to small r equal to capital R, that means the radius of the spherical shell. तो क्या होगा, then using equation 2 the intensity of electric field at any point on the surface of the spherical shell will be E equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon r square. ओके, इस केस में भी हम ये मान सकते हैं कि टोटल चार्ज जो है वो स्फीयर के सरफेस पर नहीं है बल्कि स्फीयर के सेंटर पर कंसंट्रेटेड है. क्लियर. थर्ड देखिए, when the point is situated inside the spherical shell. अब मान लीजिए हमारा ये spherical shell है, इसके सेंटर इसका O है और हमारा शेल जो है वो A है। हमको इसके अंदर किसी पॉइंट P पर निकालना है इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड का मान। तो आई ड्रॉ ए गॉसियन सरफेस थ्रू द पॉइंट P जो हमारा B है। ओके, तो गॉसियन सरफेस हमारा दिखा रहे हैं, ये B जो है हमारा है वो गॉसियन सरफेस है। एंड Q चार्ज कहाँ पर है? A स्फेरिकल शेल के आउटर सरफेस पर है। सो all the points on the Gaussian surface are at equal distance from the center O. So B के हर एक पॉइंट पर इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड का मैग्नीट्यूड इक्वल होगा, although the directions will be different. Okay, so if the electric field at any point of B be E, then what can happen? We have E dot dA is EdA because E and dA are parallel to each other, and this is equal to 0 because the charge resides on the surface of the sphere. We have Q upon 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into R square. ठीक है, चार्ज तो अंदर है नहीं सरफेस के, चार्ज तो बाहर है, तो दिस चार्ज इज नॉट विद इन द सरफेस, so the total charge enclosed within the Gaussian surface is 0 because the charge lies outside. And because Q is 0, the field there is 0. Okay, so the intensity of electric field at any point inside a hollow spherical shell is 0. So now we will calculate the intensity of electric field at a point due to a long charged cylindrical conductor. So we consider for this an infinitely long uniformly charged cylinder A having linear density of charge lambda as shown in figure 3. देखिए ये हमारा सिलेंडर है, लॉन्ग सिलेंडर हैविंग चार्ज lambda per unit length. This is known as linear density of charge, and we have to find the electric field at the point P, which at the distance r from the center of the cylinder. Okay, so through the point P we construct a coaxial cylinder CD. This is a cylinder, this is the length, height of the cylinder, and this is the top, and this is the bottom surface of the cylinder. We draw a coaxial cylinder CD of height L and radius R passing through the point P. Okay, so this is the top surface and this is the bottom surface. This surface has the direction upward, the bottom flat surface has the direction downward, and this surface, the curved surface has a direction at right angles to this surface. Okay, तो अब देखिए the total charge enclosed within this coaxial Gaussian surface ये कितना होगा? इसका height है L and the charge per unit length is lambda. So total charge enclosed within this portion is lambda into L. Clear? So by Gauss's theorem, E dot dA का इंटीग्रल is equal to Q upon epsilon naught. तो चार्ज कितना है तो हमने देख लिया। अब यहाँ देखिए इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड की दिशा किधर है? इस एक्सिस के परपेंडिकुलर है, सिलेंडर के एक्सिस के परपेंडिकुलर है। तो दिशा ई की इस तरफ है और डीए का दिशा क्या है? टॉप सरफेस पर ऊपर की ओर। द एंगल बिटवीन देम इज 90 डिग्री and therefore on the top surface E dot dA is 0 because cos 90 is 0. Similarly on the bottom surface dA is directed downward and the electric field is directed along this direction. This we have shown here. So therefore on the bottom flat surface also E dot dA is 0. So E dot dA has a value only on the curved surface CD of the cylinder. ये जो surface है ये curved surface cylinder का, इसी पर E dot dA का value है. E dot dA कितना होगा? The surface area of a cylinder is 2 pi r into L. Okay. So देखिए E dot dA is 0 on the top and bottom flat surfaces of the Gaussian surface. Surface area of the curved surface of a cylinder is 2 pi r L, where r is its radius and L is its length. So on the curved surface, E and dA are parallel as shown in the figure. So E dot dA is simply E dA over the entire area S. E is a constant at a constant distance r. So I have taken E outside the sign of integral of dA over surface area S, and this is E into 2 pi RL. So this is what we have written here. Okay, E into 2 pi RL. The total charge enclosed upon epsilon naught. We have seen that the total charge enclosed is lambda L. So this is lambda L upon epsilon naught. So E is equal to 1 upon 2 pi epsilon naught lambda upon R. In vector notation, this equation 6 can be written as vector E is 1 upon 2 pi epsilon naught lambda upon R into unit vector R. So equation 7 shows that the electric intensity at a point due to an infinitely long charged conductor is independent of its radius. दिए हुए सिलेंडर की रेडियस कितना है, उसकी लंबाई कितनी है, इस पर इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड डिपेंड नहीं करता है. It simply depends upon the distance of the point from the axis of the cylinder and also on the linear density of charge. Okay, so if the point P is very close to the surface of the cylinder A, so that small r is equal to capital R, then equation 7 we replace small r by capital R. So the electric field on the surface of the cylinder becomes 1 upon 2 pi epsilon naught lambda upon R. Clear? Now we come to the last point, the intensity of electric field near a plane charge conductor. So we have a plane charge conductor AB. Its thickness is this. This is thickness of the sheet. Okay. I have this is plain thin sheet. I have shown it somewhat magnified. And we have a point P here where the electric field is to be calculated. Okay. So the surface density of charge on this surface is sigma. Surface density of charge means charge per unit area of the surface AB. So around the point P, we draw a small area. Okay, and opposite to this area and parallel to it, we draw another area CD of the same value. एरिया ए बी और सी डी का इक्वल है, इसके ठीक अपोजिट है, और ये एरिया जो है सो कंडक्टर के अंदर है. विद दिस टू फ्लैट एरियाज वी कंप्लीट द सिलेंडर ए बी सी डी, so that this is the flat area, these two are flat area, and this is a curved surface. So the direction of area of this AB is along the normal and outward, the CDA. The direction of area CD is normal to it and directed outward. Okay, the direction of the curved surface, area of the curved surface is directed normal to this and outward. So this is dA upward and this is dA downward. So now, what is the total charge enclosed within this Gaussian surface? The surface density of charge is sigma. This is the charge per unit area, is sigma. The total area of this is dA. So total charge will be sigma into dA. Clear? Now, by Gauss's theorem, E dot dA का surface integral is total charge enclosed by the surface upon epsilon naught. The value of E dot dA on the curved surface will be 0 because dA is along this direction and E is along this direction. So the angle between these two vectors being 90 degree and cos 90 being 0, E dot dA over the curved surface will be 0. Okay, E dot dA over the surface CD will also be 0 because this area lies within the conductor and we have seen that the electric field inside the conductor is 0. So E is 0 and therefore E dot dA over this surface CD is also 0. So we have E dot dA on the surface AB. Clear? So see here. So the total electric flux passing through the plane surface DAB is E dot dA and this is equal to EDA. And the total charge enclosed by the imaginary cylinder is sigma dA. The sigma is the surface density of charge, dA is the area of the flat surfaces, and therefore the flat surface cuts the plane sheet AB through having the same area dA. So the total charge enclosed within the cylinder will be sigma dA. Hence, by Gauss's theorem, this equals sigma dA upon epsilon naught. ठीक है, टोटल चार्ज कितना हो गया सिलेंडर के अंदर, ये हो गया आपका सिग्मा dA. So E dot dA over the entire area S is simply ADA. This is sigma d upon epsilon naught. So E is equal to sigma upon epsilon naught. So this is the magnitude of electric field at a point very close to the surface of a charged conductor, and this is known as Coulomb's theorem. So in vector notation we can write vector E is equal to sigma upon epsilon naught unit vector n, where this vector is normal to the surface of the conductor. Okay, so this is all about the Gauss's theorem and its applications. I assume you like this presentation. यदि आपको मेरा यह प्रेजेंटेशन अच्छा लगा हो तो इसे लाइक करें, शेयर करें और मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें. So thank you for watching. See you next time with some other topic of interest. Till then, goodbye.